not just one or two or three, 9 African countries, starting from Kenya in almost Central Africa. And when it rains above the ancient mountains and volcanoes in Central Africa, especially Ethiopia, the water runs down carrying so many minerals on its way, including iridium, plutonium, gold, silver, iron, and I don't remember, but I'm sure there are 62 kinds of minerals, different minerals. That's why the Egyptian soil used to be the best for all the time. Our grandfathers and ancestors never used any chemicals, any fertilizers. Okay, now we do because we built the high dam which blocks now the flood, and we no longer receive this rich silt anymore. So the word kemet means the rich silt with minerals. And the Greeks realized this meaning, and they found that the Egyptians are practicing certain kind of science, and they don't know what is this science. So they call it the science of the people of Kemet, chemistry. And the Arabs call it alchemy. So chemistry is an Egyptian invention, which is alchemy in the Arabic language. Another name for Egypt is Deshret, because someone made his homework and will tell you, Muhammad, you are not telling the truth. That word Kemet can be for a limited land of Egypt, because Egypt is huge square, and the Nile runs in the middle, almost in the middle, like a long snake. So the word Kemet can fit the 2 banks of the river. But we have huge western desert, huge eastern desert. So the ancient Egyptians were not that stupid. They gave another name to the country to express about this desert to the right side or to the eastern side and the western side, Deshret. And the word Deshret, if we remove the H, will be desert, the same English word. The word Deshret means the red land in ancient Egyptian language, because a big part of our desert is full of red sand. Okay. Another name for Egypt, Tawi. Ta means land. We is how we express about double, because the Egyptian language also similar to the Arabic language. We have single and double and plural. Okay, unlike Western language, singular and plural immediately. No, we have a way or a verb or a certain shape for the word for single, for double, and for plural. So Tawi, that is the 2 lands. Some people explain it as the 2 lands of like north and south, or east and west, but we may have another deeper opinion that this is the land of Egypt on earth, on our dimension, and the land of Egypt in a different dimension. Why I'm saying so, we will come to this sooner. Tamiri. So we just learned that the word Ta means land, right? So what is Miri? Miri, the beloved land. And the word beloved, we will learn this also today, that some words can be changed according to how or who is using the word. Like the word energy. If we are talking about science, so the word energy will serve the meaning. But if that word science and the scientist, because of some circumstances, change it to a priest and religion, so the word energy or energetic will mean sacred and holy. Okay, you got my point? Because one day ancient Egypt had scientists. Later they became priests. And during the scientists, there was energetic sites. Later became holy sites, sacred sites. So also the word Miri, the beloved land, or the land of positive energy, of good energy. Major or Majar, and according to some certain words in the Egyptian language, we can replace edge, the word dej, with S. Masr. So it is not Majar, I can say it Masr, which is the Arabic word Masr nowadays for Egypt. So the word Masr is not an Arabic word, it is an ancient Egyptian word, but adopted by the Arabs. And the word Egypt also is an Egyptian word, but adopted by the Western people. We will come to this. And the word Majar also can be the name Majar of the European country Hungary. The word Hungary in their homeland means Majar. And you can see it is fortified, this design to the right side. It's like a fortress with high ground. And the wife of my friend Johnny is from Majar. And I asked her, is this the description of your homeland? She said yes. Mountains, high ground, and the country in the middle. So it fits that design. So the Egyptian word Majar is the origin of Masr and the origin of the word Hungary. Het ka bitah. Het means place, that's square on the right and the left side. And then ka, the two hands like this. And bitah, that is one of the important knitters of ancient Egypt. The word knitter is the word later explained as God or goddess. The holy land of God Bitah, or the positive energy land of God Bitah. The Greeks, when they came, that is the temple of Memphis, my hometown. I was born in Memphis, Egypt, not Memphis, Tennessee. Okay. So they pronounce it Het Kabitah, Et Kabit, because Ha, that sound, is not in the Greek language. They don't have Ha. So Het became Et Kabit. And in language, if some here people study language, we have sometimes what we call it, make a stress in certain sound, or they can delete sound. So it, the T was escaped. So it kabit became Egypt, which is the modern word for an Egyptian Christian. We call them the Coptic, from the Egypt. And Egypt became Egypt, because we still use this system as a slang. Any Q, especially if you come to Egypt and visit the south, Luxor, Aswan, you'll find that any Q is pronounced G. Like if we have the word, let's say, qatta means cat, they call it gatta. So the same Egypt became Egypt, and later Egypt. Okay, so we had proved that the original name of Egypt is Kemet, and the word Masr, the Arabic name, is Egyptian also, and the word Egypt is also Egyptian. This is very interesting symbol, Newt. You will find that there are so many names for different countries in the Egyptian texts, but none is given this symbol. This symbol was given to Egypt only, to the word Kemet. And that symbol is the one given to any other country. Did the Egyptians who did that only? No. Also the Persians, when they made the list of the conquered lands, when they wrote Kemet, they gave us this symbol, and when they wrote even Babylon and other countries, they gave them this symbol. So what is this symbol? City. This is the square, the crossing roads of any big city, so means civilization. That symbol is mountain, Bedouins. So the Egyptians consider themselves are the most civilized people in the whole world, and any other nation are Bedouins. This is the word knitter, and when the Egyptologists wanted to explain this word, they found this combination. So immediately they say a god. Knitter means god. So knitter Ra is the sun god. Knitter Isis is the mother god. Knitter Uzir is the god of the afterlife. So every word knitter, they say, means god, which sometimes it can make sense. When I say Ra is the sun god, it makes sense, because we know from other civilizations they have the sun god, they have the moon god, okay? But when we come to Bitah as an example, Bitah is, the name means philosophy, means wisdom. So do we have a god of wisdom? God of intelligence? No, then it doesn't make sense. Okay, God of knowledge, God of the powers of the sky. And when it comes to God Ra also, because most of the people don't know that we have many knitters, all of them can be called the sun. So we have Kibr is a sun, Atum, sun, Atun, sun, Ra, sun, Amun, sun. So which one of them is the sun god? Not all of them, of course. But if we call knitter nature, it makes sense. Because actually, when I say netter, that is not correct. It must be said in the proper way, netzer. That is how the student of ancient Egyptian language will pronounce this word, netzer. And became natur in Greek language, and in Western language became nature. So that is a force of nature, or natural element, or an item of nature. So it is not God at all. So what about this symbol? It's an old man. And this is the reason to explain it, God. No, this is, as I just said, old man. So they try to say this force of nature is old. That is not something new, not something modern. And that kind of beard is a good expression about millions of years. Okay, but they are not trying to tell us that this is a human. No, they try to take the concept of an old man to escape the word man and to use the word old. And that's why you will see many of our rulers were represented with a long beard, like Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun died when he was 16, 18 years old. He didn't have a chance to grow a long beard like this. So that beard is fake, or is a symbolic beard. Why symbolic? Because he wanted to pretend old to receive respect as an old man, not as a child. Because his court was surrounded by old men, and he will be considered as a boy running in the palace. So they made his statues with a beard to gain this kind of respect. Now we start our lecture. That was all just like having fun with you.